Hey, I'm Dusty, friends call me Moose, I'm the dude behind cameratips.com, and in this video I want to show you how to get accurate color on the Sony a6000 by setting the white balance. Now the white balance is basically telling the camera what kind of light that you're shooting under so that it can get an accurate white point. You may have noticed that if you're taking pictures in the shade or under heavy cloud cover, and especially indoors, that colors can look kind of weird and wacky. So going in and setting your white balance is a great way to ensure that you get nice looking color. So let me go ahead and show you how to do this. On the back of the camera, go ahead and locate the function button. Press that and we'll enter into the function menu and highlight white balance. Now in here are some presets, and by default it is set to AWB or auto. This generally works best outdoors in bright light situations. In every other scenario, I would recommend coming in here and setting the white balance based on the type of light that you're shooting under. So for example, if you're in the shade, come here and select shade or cloudy or incandescent or fluorescent, depending again on the type of light that you're under. Now, if you know for sure, let's say you're indoors and you know that the light bulbs that you have are a specific Kelvin. If you've ever purchased light bulbs before, you'll know that on the box that it'll say, like for a tungsten light, it's more of like a 3000 Kelvin, and for daylight balance bulbs, it's around 5000 Kelvin. So if you know that for sure, you can come down here to custom temp with filter, and you can actually dial in the exact Kelvin for the room or the house that you're in. So in my particular case, in this office, I know for sure that the Kelvin is 5600 based on the light bulbs that I've purchased. And you'll see here right now the Kelvin is set to 3800 and the colors look a little too blue. So watch what happens here. If I raise this up to 5600, you'll see that now the colors look 100% accurate. Now, if you want even more control, let's say you're a food photographer or a product photographer, and you want to ensure that it's not just the Kelvin, but it's also accounting for some color shifts, you can do a custom white balance measurement. So if we come back into this menu and go down to custom setup, you're going to see this little circle on the screen, and this is the white balance measurement tool. Now, in order to get a white balance measurement, what we need to do is have a gray card, something like this here. This is a Lastolite gray card. This one here is actually flexible, so you can take it with you. I'll put a link to this down in the description below if you want to check it out. But this is essentially a 18% neutral gray with no color shifts. And so what you do is you point that little circle at your gray card, and you're going to press this button here in the middle of the control wheel to take that measurement. So I'm going to go ahead and aim it here and press that button. It's going to take a measurement, and you'll see here on the screen it set the Kelvin to 5600, and it also made a couple color shifts to the red, green, and blue channel. Now, if you're still trying to figure out your camera, maybe you're unsure of which settings to use, I actually just released a set of really simple cheat sheets for the Sony a6000 that show you the exact settings I use for really popular things like portraits, sports, landscapes, and more. You can kind of think of them like recipes. I show you its shooting mode, the exposure settings like aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. I also go over the autofocus modes that I use depending on the subject or scene. If you want to check those out, I'll put a link down in the description below. Until next time, thanks for watching. Catch you later.